Rome had an army so large that it seemed impossible to defeat. Nearly 80,000 Roman soldiers marched toward one man and his army. His name was Hannibal Barca. He was outnumbered. He was surrounded by a powerful enemy. And yet, before the day was over, one of the greatest armies of the ancient world would be trapped, surrounded, and destroyed. This is the story of the Battle of Cannae. In 216 BC, Rome was fighting for its survival. Hannibal had already shocked the Roman Republic. He had crossed the Alps with his army, defeated Roman forces at Trebia, and crushed them again at Lake Trasimene. But Rome refused to surrender. Instead, the Romans raised an enormous army. Their plan was simple. Find Hannibal, destroy him, and end the Carthaginian threat once and for all. The Roman army marched toward Cannae in southern Italy. Their commanders believed that overwhelming numbers would finally give them victory. But Hannibal understood something their generals did not. An army could become weaker because of its own size. If he could force the Romans into a tight formation, their enormous numbers would become a disadvantage. On the morning of the battle, the two armies faced each other. The Romans formed a massive infantry line. Thousands of soldiers stood shoulder to shoulder, their shields locked together. Across the field, Hannibal positioned his troops. At the center was his infantry. On the flank stood his strongest African soldiers. And behind them waited his cavalry. Then the battle began. The Roman army pushed forward. Hannibal's center began to retreat. To the Romans, it looked like the Carthaginian line was collapsing. They advanced deeper and deeper into the enemy formation, but that was exactly what Hannibal wanted.
Forward! Strike them down!
The Carthaginian center continued to bend backward.
Fall back! It's a trap!
Then Hannibal's African infantry moved. They attacked the Roman flanks. At the same time, Carthaginian cavalry attacked from behind. Suddenly, the Romans realized the truth. They were surrounded. There was nowhere to escape. Thousands of Roman soldiers were packed so tightly together that many could barely raise their weapons. The army that had come to destroy Hannibal had become trapped inside his plan. The battle turned into a slaughter. By the end of the day, tens of thousands of Roman soldiers lay dead. Cannae became one of the bloodiest defeats in Roman history. Hannibal had achieved something extraordinary. He had defeated a much larger army by turning its greatest strength against it. But then came the question that has fascinated historians for centuries. Hannibal had just destroyed Rome's army. So why didn't he march straight toward Rome? That decision would change the course of history. Because although Rome had suffered one of the greatest military disasters of the ancient world, the Roman Republic was not finished. Rome would recover. It would raise new armies. And it would eventually find a way to turn the war against Hannibal. The Battle of Cannae was Hannibal's greatest victory. But it was not the end of the war. It was only the beginning of the final struggle between Rome and Carthage. And the man who had once terrified Rome would eventually be forced to face the Roman army one final time. If you love history, legendary battles, and the stories that shaped our world, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. More incredible stories from the past are coming.